Mastering Trello boards, lists, and cards. That's exactly what we are going to cover in the next couple of minutes. Starting with create and manage Trello boards. Today, we'll explore how to create, organize, and manage Trello boards effectively. Whether you are tracking personal goals or collaborating with a team, Trello boards are the foundation of your workflow. Let's understand Trello boards. A Trello board is your digital workspace where you manage projects, tasks, or goals. Think of it as a canvas that is fully customizable to suit any workflow, or a dashboard that gives you a clear visual representation of your task, or a collaboration tool, boards that are shareable, allowing teams to work through seamlessly. Now, the boards are incredibly versatile. Whether you are planning a product launch or organizing a family vacation, you can use it for anything and everything. Getting started with creating your first board. That's a workspace. The workspace, we have two different workspaces. Let's select the Trello workspace. And here we are. We need to start with your first board. We need to create a board, add a name, choose a background, and set the visibility. So I click on create a board. Create a board. I choose the background that I want the board to have. I give it the title, my first board. I select the workspace, whether I want it to be in the marketing team or in the Trello workspace. I leave the visibility as private, workspace, or public, whatever I choose to, and click on create. So once I create the board, to stay organized, you group your boards into categories. This ensures you can easily navigate between boards even if you manage multiple projects. Now, the boards can be organized in different ways. It could be by purpose, so it could be for work, for personal goals, for hobbies. It could be by team or department. Create boards for marketing, sales, and operations within a workspace. And then you can use favorites. Click the star icon to mark frequently used boards for quick access. Now, you can create different workspaces. You can create different boards within a workspace. So like we are in Trello workspace right now, and I want to look at the marketing board or the sales board or my hobby board or my travel board, depending on what board you have created. Now, once you create a board, you can mark or star it. So how do you star it? You see, these are the list of boards present in Trello workspace. I can star one of these and maybe this. Now, if you would be having maybe 20 or 50 boards, the star will be coming on the top. And you can see here also, and the star icon is highlighted. That means these two boards are starred. Now, that's how you star a board or mark them as favorite. Then the next step is to add list to your boards. We have already spoken about this. So let's say I go to WIP marketing board. Here we have the list as to do, in progress, review, and done. You can add more to the list. You can reduce the list. You can rename the list. You can do whatever you want here with the list. You drag and drop lists to reorder them as your workflow evolves. So you can easily move the review after the done phase, or you can add a new one and then drag it and bring it maybe to the first, or however you want it to be managed. Use lists to reflect different stages of a process, such as ideas, planning, execution, or like we have it here, to do, in progress, done, review. Lists are columns that organize tasks within your board, and that's how you set them up. You click on add a list, and then you drag and drop it wherever you want it to be in that board. So that's how you add your list. Populate your list. You populate your lists with cards. How do you do that? You click on add a card. That adds a new card. You add the details. Click the card to add details. Like once I have added the card, I can click on it and add the description of the card. You can then move the card between lists to show the progress. For example, moving the card from to do to in progress. So if I can easily drag and drop it over here to move the card from to do to in progress. So that's how you populate your list with cards. What about, or how do you keep your board effective? And that is by regularly updating them. Well maintained board saves time and improves productivity. What do you do for that? You archive old cards and lists that you do not need, cards that you do not need, cards that the tasks that are done, reviewed, and closed. You can archive them. How do you archive them? That's simple. You, like, let's say I want to archive this entire list. I click on it and I click on archive this list. So the review list got archived. Similarly, I can reorder the lists and cards. So I want, within the list, I can reorder the cards based on the priority. I can reorder the list in its entirety, and so on. And you can use labels and filters, categorize tasks by priority, team, or type for better organization. We'll talk about labels and filters a little later. Let's look at an example of Trello board in action. Trello adapts to any workflow, making it useful for both personal and professional use. For teams, a marketing team might use a board to manage campaigns. List might include ideas in progress and published. For individuals, it might look like a personal planner board, tracks daily tasks, appointments, and goals. Some of the advanced tips for power users: you can use different power ups, you can enable automations, and you can create templates. We'll talk about each one of these in much more details in the later part of this video. But for now, you can use power apps, you can use automations, and you can create different templates. So, to conclude, some of the key takeaways: Trello boards as foundation, customizable for any workflow, lists and cards, categorize tasks and track action items. Regular maintenance, keep boards effective, and advanced tools leverage power-ups and automations. And that's done. So should you have any questions until now, feel free to ask me in the community, the Q&A section, or the school community. I would be there, happy to answer.